Welcome to another live unscripted video by Demenzun Media. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Biome devices. There are no videos currently available on the channel for the Biome devices, so I thought I would give just a short overview of how they work. So we're going to make a new project here. I'm just going to pick a 2K project, and I'm going to just assign a basic noise map to it. Let's give it a nicer material. And hide that home grid. Now on the biome menu, we have three different biomes: beach island, beach mountain, and meadow mountain. They're all very similar in operation. The difference is the weight maps that they produce. For example, if we look at beach island, it does a beach, steep terrain, a water flow map, and a flat terrain. Whereas, for example, if we look at beach mountain, it does a beach as well, steep terrain as well, but it does high altitude for snow caps and then flat terrain. So let's just use beach island and do a quick little weight map, splat map set in this. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the build button. You don't have to constantly move a slider and click on the build button. You can use the F5 key on the keyboard to do a build, so it makes it very rapid to be able to move the sliders and then press build. So for example, we need to get some beach altitude here. Oh, I got a little bit too much there. Let's crank that down a little because we want to have just the beaches showing here. There we have just the beaches now. I'm going to go to priority blend so it's blended in better. Now we need to get the steep terrain. Got some steep terrain coming in here. Let's smoothen that a little bit more. Now we got some steep terrain in. And then we already have the water flow map from before, because the water flow map originally had some already in it. Now we're going to do the flat terrain. And that's going to be all areas that are flat. Okay, we now have a weight map and splat map set that looks about like what I want. So all we do now is we specify the base file spec for the weight maps and splat maps. I'm just going to call it my splat map and save it in PNG format. I'm not going to save it as 16-bit files though. I'm just going to save it as 8-bit files. We hit build again and it saves out the files, as we can see. Now if I go and look at my pictures folder, here's my files. There's the beach splat map, the steep splat map, the flow map, the flat weight map, and my final splat map in RGB. It's actually an RGB A1, so it can be used in an RGB A splat map or an RGB AK splat map. When you're done, if you hit OK, it'll rebuild them all again, and it'll save your settings so that you can bring it back up again in the same session and have the same settings on all the controls. If you just hit cancel, it just cancels the dialog. But it's already saved off our weight maps and splat map as we've already wanted. So you can go in and do another biome if you want to get some other different weight map, splat map set up. For a different project. These also support textures up to 16K in size, so you can do fairly decent resolution up to 16K, and it shows the 16K texture up to that resolution right in the screen here. Start to get some steep in there now. Now we want the high altitude, which is going to be our snow caps. Of course, the colors for them all is red, green, blue, and alpha. Alpha is done in yellow. So you can see it as red, green, blue, and yellow. Oh, that's a little bit too much on the flats. That's not bad. That's a good weight map set. And again, you would just specify the base file spec for it. And then hit build again, and it does all the extracting and then the files. And the files are all saved off as well as the Splatmap texture. I'm just going to hit cancel to get out of this. And if I go in here, you can see there's my next ones. The flow map, the steep, the high, the flats, and the splat map itself. If you need splat map materials for Unreal Engine and 5, I also have a really inexpensive package on the marketplace that gives you RGB AK splat maps on your Unreal Engine landscapes. Anyway, that's basically the basics of the Biome devices. There will be more Biome devices in the future. I have plans to add some more devices that will have other additional weight map extractions on it, as well as the ability to choose regions. So for example, you could have desert regions and then green lush regions, and you'd be able to choose them within the biomes. Anyway, that's it for today.